Train Manager Tips. This is the video game Train Manager. I'm going to give you some advanced tips. You can see that I've covered most of the United States. There are some more places that I could buy new hubs, but it costs a lot of money. See how much money I have? I got 100 million. It costs a lot of money to buy a new hub. It costs a lot of money to buy new trains. So I'm going to show you about buying a hub, and I'm going to show you what the right strategy is. So purchase new. And it's going to have all these different options here. Just going to randomly pick one. You see the price is 90 million. It gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 lines. And you're not going to make 90 million on these lines. Very low return. So I'm going to show you the other option. As you go to the yard, see I've got 130 trains. It's going to cost me 100 million in order to have 10 more trains. So there's another option, there's another method you can use. You see over here that I've got a couple trains in the station. See over here that I've got on the bottom, the trains take over three hours to go down the line, but at the top they only take an hour and a half. So I'm going to look at these trains. A little bit slow. This train has only 100 passengers on board. It's not a lot of passengers. And then we come over here and we check this route. 3,900 is the demand just for one stop. 700. 1,300. This line over here could easily be 10,000 or more people. And this train only carries 100 or 200 people. So what you do is you take it out of service. It will then arrive over here. It will be on this list of trains that are out of service. These are all trains where they don't move a lot of passengers and the demand is substantially greater. I'm going to check another train. Not sure which line it's on. Where it's coming from. But I'm going to assume it's going this way. The demand is 22. 1,300, 534. If this train is on that line, it's only got 200 passengers. So I've already got thousands of passengers in terms of demand. So what I have to do is I'm going to have to sell this train. I don't understand why it only has 200 passengers. That does not make sense. This is Siberia Kuruwai. Capacity is only 350 passengers. I need to switch this out for a high capacity train. Okay, so the other thing you could do is you could go to this page in the yard and you could look at capacity and look at anything that has a low capacity. You want to sell those trains and buy high capacity trains. For example, this one carries 500 passengers. This one carries 1,000 passengers. So you switch them out and it's going to save you a lot of money. We're going to take a look at capacity. You can sort by capacity. It's not going to be that great. So we got a 42 million, a 29 million, 22 million, a 17 million, an 11 million. When you get down to 8 million, 525 passengers. So I could buy 10 or 15 of these trains and upgrade the ones that have only 250 passengers to 500 passengers. If you want to get a higher capacity train, you got to move up to 26 million to get a 900 passenger train, or 29 million to get a 1,000 passenger train. I can only buy 3 of those, but it's going to make a lot more money. So that's one of the things that you can do. This is an advanced tip for Train Manager that you can do when, instead of buying expensive hubs or expanding your yard, it's very expensive to expand the yard, and maybe you don't want to go into what's called the cross border, because probably when you go into the cross border, you're still going to have that 130 train limit. You're still going to have to pay a premium for hubs. So going cross border isn't really going to help you, and you don't know if there's a lot of lines over here. The other thing you can do is you can run more than one train on the same line. If you look at some of these lines, like you see over here how it's purple and pink, there's 2 different trains running on this line. And the reason why is because the capacity is so high, over 6,000, and the biggest train only carries 1,000 people. And I don't play all day long. I used to, but I don't anymore because I got other games I'm playing. So you can run multiple trains. It's not that expensive to run multiple trains, and you can move a lot of passengers and you can make more money. So those are some tips that you can use to start making more money in this game. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, you can go to my forum, which is cheapbooks.cc, go to video games, go to transportation management, and look for Train Manager. And I am the owner of cheapbooks.com, which is a website for searching for books and textbooks. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.